to TNC and Fnatic a couple times that because of that, I've underrated them a little bit going into this event, but they've definitely proven to be by far the standout tier 2 team outside of LGD, of course, who are in the grand finals.
Yeah, I think everyone kind of underrates
Possible должен быть.
Mnesky. They're like a weird team though, because you still have some trepidation. It feels like a better version of Faceless, and Faceless, of course, didn't make it to TI, and that was very disappointing, because C region is a lot more stacked than any of us ever realized. Like, they always do well at TI.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about this lineup, though, I see some things that make me really favorable to Liquid's side of things. They've got a Pugna. I feel like they're the best team out there right now that runs a Pugna. Something about Matumba Man Pugna and their general play around Miracle just seems to look really good. They've got an Omni Knight as well for Mind Control to be able to back up Miracle's Terrorblade here. But they are running a Terrorblade into a Tinker, and I'll just pick Razor here for Mnesky.
Ну,
A
блядь,
lot
я
of their
уже
heroes,
хз.
if you think about it, 1-to-1 get countered very hard.
Yeah.
Which is
Я
quite
блинковался
interesting to
на
think
силе.
Razor
about.
to Omni,
Стоял
Razor to
Tinker to
Omni.
Terrorblade.
Tinker to Terrorblade,
по-другому
Brewmaster
никак.
to both TB and Omni. But I think I've seen Liquid play against those heroes before with this Terrorblade Omni, and they don't really care. You just repel the TB and he just runs in.
That's what Fog was
Kills
saying
everyone.
on the panel, right?
Yeah.
He said it's a very different game than just a Terrorblade alone.
Yeah, it's not. There was a time period where I was thinking of a lot of the 1-to-1 core matchups, but of course it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes it does when the lineups are much more straightforward, but it's like when both sides get like ideal fights, how do they look? And when you get an ideal fight on the side of Liquid, it's the repelled TB that just jumps in and hits like a truck.
And we saw the way that Miracle played that Terrorblade at ESL 1 Genting with his Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
I can't remember what series that
was the game. He was repelled.
Yeah.
He just ran in.
He just ran in, had the Blink Dagger, popped the Reflection. It was super hard for the enemy team to turn and fight a Terrorblade that has that repel already on him. And let's send her to back up. Miracle already stacking up the Eagle songs, apparently.
He wants 8 of them suckers.
Just a couple in the stash just to make sure.
4,
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Boots first on Mushi. Pretty standard. The thing about Mnesky is, I think I've said this a lot on the panel, but there's this weird phenomena with like Dota players where it was actually Misery that kind of like helped me understand this, is like we overrate each other sometimes. Like we think every Dota player is a genius and that everyone's got a counter for a counter and that everyone's thought of everything, and Dota's never as figured out as that. So what you like from Mnesky when they were at their period of dominance is when they just kept running the same stuff and no one could really stop them. And they were just running like
4,
their Tricore,
3, 2,
Moon would almost always
1.
be on Mirana or Quap or Puck, and he was very good at those heroes. And then they kind of strayed away from that, and now they're being too varied. And I feel like that's kind of characteristic of Mushi lineups, is that sometimes it feels as though the team that he's on always does a little bit too much instead of just sticking with standard stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Because Liquid, they have just a few gambits. Like, they're very diverse in certain ways, but they're also very normalized in others, right? This is like the 3rd or 4th time we've seen them run the big Pugna, for example. They ran it against EG. Like, they have these strategies set in mind. They just have a lot more strategies. Like, they don't do things really off the
4.
cuff too much.
Right.
They have the option to, but for the most part, all their lineups are stuff that we've seen before.
I think something that we both agreed was that I prefer seeing Moon on like really aggressive playmaking heroes, right? Like, I don't like to see mid carries for him. Here, I mean, it's a Tinker, so I think that is, if I'm going to have any of the late game kind of carry style heroes, I guess Tinker is going to be my choice for Moon.
Yeah.
Just because he is such a highly skilled mechanical player. But something about him always feels best when he's just kind of like, go.
I think so too. He's one of those players that needs to be able to just like do well in his lane, rotate out, get kills. He did that in the Death Prophet game yesterday when he was playing against an Axe. I'm watching this Death Prophet level 6 go and gank an offlane Axe, and it's very good.
Yeah.
He dominated.
Now, we do have a stock standard here for Mnesky. Even though we're not seeing Moon on an aggressive hero, we do have their dual offlane. This has been their standard of late. Is Ice, 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 and Jabs working together, and preferably on a Chen or Enchantress. And here they've got the Jabs Enchantress They're actually trying to 1v2 against Mind Control's Omni Knight right now, and it seems to be going pretty well. Mind Control is having a tough time getting experience in this lane. In fact, he's being run down pretty heavily here. They have another nuke. They're going to be able to kill him here, I think, as long as the heal barely comes out in time, but they can still run him down, still slowed down. That's going to be your first blood for Jabs.
Jabs is so damn good.
Yep.
Very nice rotation. Do you remember, it was like some series we were casting, I think it was in China, where whenever the purple dude threw out his thing, they would go insane?
That was Shanghai Major.
It was DJ, I think?
Yes.
It was, yeah.
They were hyped as hell.
They really liked that purple dude for some reason in China.
Every single time he threw out a shockwave, the crowd had some fun with it.
Yeah, that was, I appreciated that.
Я, кстати, ни одного друида
Chinese
не
memes
видел,
are so-
который играет
so
с
high
Лягом
tier.
и Zero.
Yeah. Look at that. Both of them have a way to screw each other over when it comes to CS. One has a blind, one has a decrepify.
It's like a funny, well, it's funny to me. There's like a funny story about that. Oh, hold that thought. As looks like Tinker can grab the Elu, and now the purple dude comes out on the side of Liquid.
So they've got their own purple person eater. They're going to go for the push here, and Mushi, look at it, GH, he already knows the escape route.
Yeah.
Every safe lane player, when they're stuck in the jungle, they try and run through that same area, eat through the trees. GH is one step ahead of them, though, catches Mushi in the act, takes down that core, and will be able to put some good pressure onto that tower.
Something I mention in almost every Chen game is that he's almost certainly paired
Что ты
with
про Езеру сейчас
because
рассказываешь?
you can make that combination of plays.
Стоило снять наушники, я сразу понял, о чем идет речь.
Jabs, great rotation from behind. There's only so much pressure you should be putting onto that Mind Control Omni Knight. In fact, look at that. He actually was still keeping the pressure on the Hellbear Smasher in lane.
Oh, what a beast.
That is pretty cool.
He misses that, but it's cool that he's able to micro that the entire time.
Yeah.
And GH gonna make
wrapping around
his
the
own
line.
rotation.
3,
But
2,
Moon is very fast. He's got boots, and he's going to get spotted all the way through. Going to try to force him to go all the way around if possible, though.
4,
Moon is going to daredevil it.
1.
He's going to run through GH here in order to get back to his tower a little bit faster.
Yeah, and Matama Man making the rotation over, but Moon says, screw it, I'm not going to go all the way around. That's up the top. Here comes once again.
They do have the Centaur stun as well, so if they can get on top of him, lands it. Very nicely played. Another heal's coming up in one more second. He also has a Tingle and a Wand, so Mind Control might be able to just juke this one out here. Oh, no, Jabs. He managed to corral every little part of that jungle. Mind Control's going to have to run even further around. GH is here to be able to save him, but they do have the double golems here with the double stuns. GH could be in trouble. Big crit comes out, but the Centaur is quite close enough to be able to land that stun, it looks like. Unless Jabs can slow him again, GH should be able to escape.
1.
I thought it was an interesting concept, though. You were talking about the Chen Senki and what it does together.
Oh, yeah. So it's... People don't realize it, but this gets picked a lot more than people realize as a combination. Because if you think about it, when you play Chen, what you want to be able to do is wrap and take towers. Like, kill the person, take towers. And a hero like Sand King, what it does is it shoves in the wave, and it's very good at pincering. It's one of the best supports at just being able to guaranteed get your stun off. So you're able to shove in the wave, get the stun off, cut off the creep wave, then you'll get the tower almost every time.
Понимаешь, что мозг так устроен,
Now,
родились мы,
most of the time
блядь,
we're talking
такими.
about this combination, we're referring to an offlane Sand King. Here, they're running support, but it's in an aggro situation where Terry can really push the wave into the tower if he wants.
So conceptually, it's still the same.
Yeah.
Like,
Мозг
go
так
back and
говоришь,
watch
да
like
не,
Sand
не
games. You'll see so many pairings with Sand King.
Сейчас надо помочь всем.
He does manage to get the slow and the Centaur stun, but there is going to be Mind Control's heal. But
They
they...
keep saving each other.
No.
They're good,
They
they're
have
good.
nothing left. Thought maybe the golem stuns were coming back up.
Still doing okay right now in the lane. Decrep is
Yeah, he's
really annoying.
17 and 8 compared to 13 and 8 right now.
Full saver, full saver.
Moon, a little bit scared there. Scooped versus Hazer.
still Terrorblade, man of the match. The hero that will be looking to have the most impact on the side of Liquid.
Yeah, this is their entire win.
Не, никак, я мертвый.
They've got Pugna and Omni Knight cores all set to support a
Для
tournament.
босса влечь
It's a
здесь
single
все.
core TV. That's how you should look at it.
So how do you upset a single core TV?
Not sure. I think they thought the Razor be okay, but
Все или еще
we can
кого-то?